I'm Beth, and I'm a volunteer for Susquehanna Service Dogs, and this is Felix. She's 7 years old, and she was a breeder for Susquehanna Service Dogs, and now she's retired. She had 2 litters of puppies, and now she's retired, and she is an ambassador for Susquehanna Service Dogs, so she goes out to events, and we can talk to the public about what service dogs do. Susquehanna Service Dogs breeds, raises, trains, and places dogs with partners in order to help the partners become more independent in their lives. So how they start this is at about 8 weeks old. Felix went to puppy class and she learned some basic cues. So when the puppies start puppy class at 8 weeks old, one of the first things they learn is self-control. So we put some food into this bowl, and the puppies are supposed to wait until we put the bowl on the floor. Put it down very slowly. Now Felix is an expert at this because she's been doing this forever, so she would wait all day probably for the food. Okay. So they wait for okay, and that's their release that they can have the food. Another way we practice this is we drop food on the floor and she has to ignore it, and then she gets a click and a treat, which is her reward, her payment for not eating the food. And then we learn some basic cues, starting with a hand cue for sit. Okay. Felix sit. Okay. Felix down. Felix stay. Stand. Good girl. And that's basically what they learn in puppy class. We go on to more advanced things to help people in the community, the partners, with certain disabilities like autism, helps veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder, and so one of those things we do to relieve stress is she's trained to interrupt a repetitive behavior like somebody might do when they're nervous, like that, to help bring comfort. Or lap, which helps put pressure on somebody, help make them feel more comfortable and relaxed, and also you get to pet the dog, which is nice. Okay, off. Felix heel. And then for somebody that needs more space, they can create space. Felix front. Felix back, back, back. And then she can also be trained to help people who have a mobility problem, like in a wheelchair or anything that they can take it. And she could bring somebody their medicine. She could bring somebody their keys, take it. She can press a handicap button on the door at a store in the mall. And she could pick up a cane, take it for somebody that may have dropped it. She can also be trained to turn on lights. Turn the light. Shania. This is SSD Shania. She's a 2-month-old puppy that I just started raising for Susquehanna Service Dogs. She's been to 4 classes, so she's learned some basic cues. She's learning how to just go in a circle. She's learning to get lured by her treats. She's learning how to touch my hand. And then she has just learned the hand cue for sit. Good girl. we've learned so far.